Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a FIFA 18 squad builder. Now we're back on the regular side of FUT because last night EA actually dropped the team of the match day #1. So we had a whole bunch of players with like this yellow and pink card design, which I think looks pretty awesome. And I figured, you know what? There's a couple players that I want to stick into a squad here today, more attacking players. And one of them I think is a bit of a gem that might be a bit overlooked. You might be looking at like Lukaku and some of the other higher rated players when actually there's a bit of a gem here and I want to show him to you today. So we need to build the squad around them first. And guys, if you do enjoy the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Hit me with that thumbs up button. Honestly, it means the world to me. And don't forget to sub if you're new. But we have Edison in goal. He's like my old faithful all year long. I've loved him like most valuable keeper that I've had, in my opinion, does the best work. Sergio Roberto starts off a full team of the season defense for us today. He's nearly a member of Club 80 apart from the shooting, but hey, I'm not really going to be shooting with my right back, so I'm all good. And his pace alongside that amazing defending stat, pretty useful. I actually really like him at fullback. And then of course we've got Ben Davies. This is one that you guys will have if of course you completed the daily knockout tournament for Ben Davies back in the first couple of week of tots. So I've got him. He's not the greatest, but I kind of needed him for a link to Jan Vertonghen. I needed like my left back to get a nice strong defensive link. And then we have Jan Vertonghen, team of the season. Like I picked him up for 76k. It seems so weird to think like a Premier League 92 rated team of the season defender cost me 76k. Now I picked him up a while ago, went on a bit of a shopping spree when the market crashed. I don't know whether he's still the same price or more or less. I actually don't know. I should probably check the market a little bit more often, right? And then we have Cesar Azpilicueta, or Steve as we like to call him. He's 92 rated with of course amazing pace and dribbling, and those, I mean, all round stats to be honest. That's just fantastic for a centre back. Only thing that lets him down, that height, 5'10". I want like a 6'5" centre back. I'm not gonna lie. So if he had that, it would be the best. It would actually be the best centre back on the game. So that's the defence. You know, I've got no real issues with it apart from me. I've been playing the World Cup mode lately, so I'm not used to this style of gameplay. I've sort of adapted and changed the World Cup mode, so that's just my issue though. I keep flipping between the two game modes and I'm like, okay, they're so very different in my opinion that I play differently on each one. Now, Marco van Ginkel starts off the midfield today, 87 rated, the Dutchman is. I think he's a relatively popular player right now simply because of the link that he gives off to one of our future players in the forward area of our squad. But I decided to use Saul today. He's someone which I haven't had a chance to use yet, but also someone that I picked up on my shopping spree when the market crashed. A member of Club 80, he's actually someone that I've always enjoyed the last couple of FIFAs. He gets quite a lot of like special items and genuinely does a good job. And then we finish the midfield off. Like I always try to add him in when possible, him or Ronaldinho, and it is going to be prime Ruud Gullit, who I imagine, I don't know his current price, but I imagine is a lot more affordable than he ever once was. So yeah, Ruud Gullit, 4-star skill, 5-star weak foot, still one of the best midfielders, if not the best midfielder on the game. Makes his way into the centre of our central midfield. But this isn't how we're going to play it in game, and the reason you'll notice that is because I've actually got Naby Keita up top with my two pink and yellow players, which are going to be LOZANO and POULSEN today. So Naby Keita is here for chemistry and positional purposes only. I will be changing to a 4-1-2-1-2 in-game, but if for those first sort of 20 minutes of the game you forget to do it, he's not going to be the worst striker in the world. He can still shoot and pass and dribble and stuff, and he's got a couple of players, you know, in the forward positions there around him. Chucky Lozano, Irving Lozano, 91 rated. Did you ever think at the start of this year's FIFA, when we got that first informed Lozano and people were like, ooh, He's a bit spicy. He's a bit OP. Did you ever think we'd end up with a pink and yellow 91 rated version of him? Because I bloody didn't. I'm not going to lie. 99 pace, 95 dribbling, 94 shooting, 91 passing. Oh my days. Those are some statages right there. But Yussuf Poulsen. Now this right here is the gem that I think a lot of people would have missed out on. Because he's not normally an amazing item on the game. But has been boosted to, well, 93 pace, 86 dribbling and 85 shooting, as well as 87 physical. And you might wonder, okay, those are some alright stats, but Tots are better. You might be right, but he's also 6'4". Yeah, 6'4" with 93 pace. That doesn't come around very often. And I believe unlike previous FIFAs, everyone used to do like this guy as the silver Ibrahimovic. When, I don't know, he might be a gold now, or he might be a silver, I'm not too sure. But he always used to be like the silver Ibra because like height, and I think he used to have slightly better skills than he does right now, which matched Zlatan a little bit better. So that's why people used to do that. But he's someone that I always used to enjoy on previous FIFAs when he was a silver. And I obviously know that silvers aren't super usable nowadays because everyone's competitive and stuff. But I still remember him, so when he scored the other day, I was like, ooh, this is good. Maybe at some point we'll get a special version of him. And I just genuinely couldn't have dreamed for a higher rated item. Like, honestly, I didn't think EA were going to go quite so ham as they did. I'm very, very glad they did, because if you can imagine, like, Lozano gets like an 87 rated card or something, which is lower than his Tots, it would be super, like, irrelevant and not worth having a go with, because we've all used the Tots versions right now. So I could not be happier that EA have decided to like ditch what they would normally do, which is like don't really go above the Tots and stuff like that, and actually it's that stage of the game now. Yeah, we all realise that it is the dead time of year. It's that time of the year where FIFA stuff doesn't do so well, so in order to help people, you know, still enjoy it and you maybe still want to play it, why not just go absolutely crazy on some of the ratings and stats of these players? Like, I'm all for it, fully down for it, and very appreciative of the content, actually, because I'm not going to lie, I spent the whole day hyped. As soon as 4 PM rolled around, we then tuned in to watch Castro's stream to see him unveil who the players were going to be, and that was a lot of hype behind that. I was genuinely excited to get back onto regular FUT, get some new cards on this game, and see what they can do. And all the goals coming in today's video are actually scored by what ended up being like my strike force, you know, my so I switch it to a 4-1-2-1-2, have Lozano and Poulsen up front, and then Naby Keita just drops to Cam. Feel like as a Cam, he's a really great card. And then, of course, Saul at CDM. We have left centre mid is Van Ginkel, and then right centre mid is where I play Ruud Gullit. So yeah, I couldn't have asked for a much more well-rounded midfield and attack, and the defence was pretty solid as well. So yeah, it might not be the cheapest team, and I think, you know, there's some players there which are going to cost you an arm and a leg, but there's pretty much great options or alternatives if you haven't got the Tots versions of them, or you can't get the Tots versions of them. There is, of course, always just the regular versions, or the first couple of informs that are obviously very, very cheap at this stage of the game. So the goals are going in. Lozano, dangerous as ever. I will be, of course, doing more in-depth player reviews on both him and Yussuf Poulsen, and of course lots more of these pink and yellow cards. Like, I want to focus on seeing what Lukaku's like, because he's outranked his Tots now as well. So he's now got a relevant card that I need to review. Super interested in that Coutinho, but I'm also up for seeing what you guys would like. You know, do you need to know more about Aaron Moy? Do you need to know about other players that came out? You know, does Harry Kane interest you? Or because he's actually lower than his team of the season and his team of the year, is he less relevant, less likely for you guys to actually want to use him? Does it depend on price? Let me know your thoughts on that. You can always tweet me as well. Like, if you're lucky enough to pack one of these guys from like an SBC pack or something like that, then of course tweet me, show me a picture. I want to know what you guys are still doing on FUT. And also, has this re-sparked anything for you to like play this version of the game again, as opposed to like the World Cup mode or anything like that? Would be very, very interested to know. know. So like I said, use of POULSEN is the whole reason behind the title and the thumbnail and stuff about him being this gem that you guys maybe would not have known about. Because, I don't know, would you have guessed that that was the player that we were going to be talking about today, or that we were going to be featuring in our squad? He'd done a lot for me up front. It's so crazy to have someone who's 6'4" with that pace. It's so weird. It's like when you get a small player that's got like loads of strength or something. You don't expect it to happen, but for this guy to be super rapid and those long old legs just keep going and going and going. Lasts all game long, sprints past the defenders, does a great job. I think he's a gem, and I feel like he would fit a Bundesliga side absolutely perfectly. So guys, that is today's squad builder. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, like I said at the start, if you would hit me with that thumbs up button, that'd be amazing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Most importantly, as always, don't forget to have an amazing day. And if you go outside, wear sun lotion because you get burnt if you don't. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace.